Charleston White pulled up with 4 bodyguards. Y'all really gotta pay attention to what's going on, man. And I know a lot of people sit back and look at this like, Boosie, he tweaked by even trying to run up on Charleston White while he was on stage. So you gotta look at the fact, if you pay attention to it, if you rewind the video to the beginning, you will see them carrying Shorty out. And you will see Boosie going in on the people, boy. Y'all gotta understand, Charleston White, he had at least 7 GDs around him that was connected to Duke the Jeweler, man. And it's like, I want to really just bring one thing to y'all attention, man. And I want y'all to stay aware of one thing. Charleston White not letting up, man. You see what just happened with Boosie Shooter, man. Boosie, 19-year-old, and the nephew just got booked. Y'all gotta really pay attention to it. And I wanna let y'all hear what the eyewitness say, because I wasn't there. Listen to what the eyewitness say, man. He was there with Charleston White.
Your boy Boosie, he trending in the algorithms right now, man, and that's real talk. If y'all not familiar, a Boosie nephew affiliate was just arrested last night. Charleston White tips Chicago GDs pertaining to Boosie setting up Duke the Jeweler. Now I got a small clip I'ma play for y'all pertaining to what Charleston White said about Boosie having something to do with Chicago Jeweler Duke being set up, man. Cause even Charleston White understands and know that, hey man, if you're a rapper or even not a rapper and you hanging around Boosie, then you the fool. Cause you already should know what's bound to happen. And even speaking on that, that's one of the reasons why Boosie was kicked off one of the tours. One of the tours that was involving Rick Ross, Gucci Mane, Future, and a bunch of other cats, man, that could have made him a lot of money. All but because his guys, his affiliates, they be doing all type of activity that sometimes Boosie don't even know of. You feel me? Hey man, but I'ma play for y'all the clip right here of what Charleston White had to say about Boosie having something to do with Duke the Jeweler untimely demise. Here y'all go.
Say, I just wanna let y'all know, nigga, I think, yeah, Boosie had that nigga killed. Yeah, Duke the Jeweler, but yeah, nigga, yeah, he had him killed. Last week I said he didn't have that nigga killed. Y'all just saying something. I come back this week and said, yeah, he had him killed. Get that jack in the pump up, nigga. Keep it moving down. Say, yeah, now listen up. He had him killed. I'm telling you, he had him killed. Had him knocked out. Knocked out. Yeah, he had him knocked out. I'm talking about, he set him up and everything. See, this what he did. He called his other homeboy who knew that Duke the Jeweler was gonna be in town. Then he told him about he was gonna be in town and he was gonna have over $75,000 pinking ring. They knew he was gonna have they knew he was gonna have over $50 million in jewelry. He was at the gambling shack. They set him up for everything. I'm talking about they set him up for everything. They set him up.
So yeah, man, y'all heard that? Cause even Charleston White understands that, hey, a lot of that could be blamed on the untimely demise of Duke. When he say, yeah, like everybody else is saying, Duke walking around with a lot of jewelry on, you know what I'm saying? Basically placing a target on himself. Yeah, Charleston White stated that, and there's a lot of people in the comments that stated that as well. But I have an opinion that has something to do with that, about us wearing jewelry and why do we have to look out for ourselves because we want to wear something that we worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? Similar to Duke. Again, he worked hard to create the jewelry company that him and his family invested into. It would make no sense of him not to wear that if that's the industry that he's in. You feel me? But yeah, man, let's get back to the story. Now, one of Boosie's nephew affiliates was arrested last night behind some street activity. And them people is allegedly tying Boosie nephew affiliates to Chicago jeweler Duke untimely demise. Before we get into it, let's pay our respects and say rest in peace to Duke the Jeweler, Condolences to his family and much love to all my folks in Chicago. See, check this out, man. It's already known that Boosie pays off low-level street dudes to carry out his missions. I told y'all this before, you understand? And even Charleston White speaks on this. And his nephew is the anchor between Boosie and some street cats who trying to get a bag to feed their family. So they'll take a low-level street job off the strength of knowing they'll get paid in the end. This is where I agree with Charleston White. Instead of having to engage in criminal activity as the first options of getting money, we have to band together to create more workspaces and opportunities for the youth. And this is where Charleston White speaks on growth and development in the communities. You understand? So the most common post I see is folks saying that Duke shouldn't have worn his jewelry. The most common post I see is folks saying that Duke shouldn't have worn his jewelry. See, and that's my thing. That's what I'm about to get to. From my point of view, that's a poor excuse. From my point of view, that's a poor excuse to send somebody up, man. That's not a real reason. So we gotta stop saying, hey man, he walked around with a lot of jewelry, that's the reason why. Nah, again, that's not true at all. Again, example, you guys can see the video floating around social media pertaining to the dice game, right? Duke only had on one chain. So all that he was walking around with a bunch of jewelry on, that's not true at all. The jewelry that he had in his Louis Vuitton bag, again, he bought it for a reason. He bought it to show off the customized jewelry pieces, not only...
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000.
People who could be potential buyers, but also his business partners out there in H-Town, alright? And again, y'all heard Boosie. Boosie said he even wanted a piece customized from Duke the Jeweler. The only way he will want that is by Duke showing him some jewelry that he already previously customized before he got to H-Town. You understand? But again, back to the story, man. Like I stated, man, that's an excuse that black people like to use to explain the reason behind someone committing a robbery or shooting. He shouldn't have worn the jewelry. He worked hard for it because it's wolves out there. Yeah, all that's true. The wolves are everywhere. But what I want the people to know is, why does this mentality only apply to black people? Because that's the same excuse we use for P&B Rock. Location dropped and he had on jewelry. Same thing goes for Duke the Jeweler. Now, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Eminem, they could go to a rock and roll concert or any type of concert dealing with music, and they don't have it in the back of their mind or even in their head that one of their own is there at the concert to do anything to them, rob them or send them up. You feel me? All Duke wanted to do was enjoy the daily festivities and to get back to his family, just like most of us. You know what I'm saying? How somebody gonna rob you and still sing you up? That's the whole, like, I remember it was a time where guys was just cool with, you know what I'm saying, taking your personal belongings, whatever you got on you at the time, and letting you live to see another day. That's not the case with what's going on. Again, man, and that's the problem that a lot of people is having with Duke the Jeweler untimely demise. Because folks is like, hey man, y'all could have took fam jewelry. You could have took everything on it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have took everything that made him walk around butt naked. But long as he was still here to go home to his family, to go home to his son. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, that's the reason why Duke's business partners, his family, they want answers, man. And again, man, y'all see the comments. There's a lot of guys in Chicago that's associated to Duke. They want answers as well. You feel me? Because it's like, oh man, he shouldn't have been walking around with all this jewelry. It's like there's nowhere safe that we can go as black people, huh? Not even being around our own people. Again, especially when these people know I'm not involved in any type of street activity. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep saying, those supposed to be the people that we are supposed to protect. And that's the same thing that Charleston White is even saying. That no, Duke, he's not supposed to have it in his mind that one of his people is planning to set him up. You know what I'm saying? Especially being at an event where he's supposed to be there enjoying himself on a vacay. And again, the next day, waking up the next morning and going to his business meeting. This is what a lot of people saying. If somebody go that far to sending you up after they grab all your merch, that mean they must have knew you. That mean y'all must have ran across each other paths before. That if you would have left him when he was still here, maybe he would have come back and pointed you out, or come back for what you didn't finish off, you understand? Again, man, Charleston White had a few words saying the same thing. And at the same time, he also understands that criminal activity is known to follow Boosie. And that's one of the reasons Boosie was kicked off the Legends of the Streets tour with Rick Ross, Jeezy, Fabulous, Gucci Man, and a bunch of other cats. Because the promoters are familiar with what comes with Boosie. Like I told y'all, man, a dude got jumped and stumped at a concert with Boosie. Another time someone was blicky down 7 times. And then now Duke the Jeweler was blicky down and sent up, hanging around Boosie, man.
And I just want to say, yeah. And that's what each man got to figure out. Yeah. So how to figure it out. He had to walk to his car. And the people had to pack you out. And the ambulance had to be called and the crew. I don't blame Charleston White because if you really look at everything that's going on, people take people's kindness for weakness. And you help a person one time and they think that it was just for free. No, at the end of the day, we already know for a fact. Just my name saying, man, listen, Lil Boosie have Duke the Jeweler. Duke the Jeweler got it.
A lot of people thought that Rainwater really wanted to see Mo3 win. But no, that wasn't the case at all. And again, this is coming from Charleston White. But again, this video is based on much love to my people, to my folks out there in Dallas. So yeah, Charleston White, he says he didn't even know Mo3 before his untimely demise.
So you have to really be mindful about what you get yourself into before you do it, because you don't know what this may lead them into. You see what just happened to Boosie. You see Boosie, instantly, he was out of pocket. They pulled up to his studio and they did it. They did what they had to do, man. I'm surprised they ain't up on him. I'm surprised they ain't pull out Tootie. Like, real talk, man. But for the people around him who have something to do with the whole Duke the Jeweler setup, man, for them not to even really help, it goes to show that if you paid off, if you paid the right money, ain't no looking back. Like, at the end of the day, you gonna take that money and do it to whoever, you feel me? You gonna send whoever you want up. Anybody who they send you to, man. Hey, and it's crazy because at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Rainwater looking at this like, man, I need to fall back because he's gonna end up exposing what really happened. How Rainwater was on the expressway, he was on the highway in Houston, driving to Dallas. Once he got to Dallas, he knew Mo3 was leaving out. So I'm gonna let y'all know one thing. Listen to what he said. They said it started at the studio, but if they would have never let Charleston White in, y'all gotta understand one thing. Everybody being backdoored. If you know somebody who's close to you, man, and they got some snake in their bone, man, you realize you gotta push them away, man, because Charleston White, he came up there with like 4 bouncers.
Like, there you go, though. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, Charleston White's concern is his main concern is being present for his child or his children. And, like, that is exactly why he, isn't going down for someone else, basically. Everyone's got their thing, I mean, at the end of the day, some point, people realize that although life might be long, life is really short, and the last thing he's gonna do is stay up in there for anybody else. Especially when he's got, kids to see, and, you know what I mean? But Boosie definitely is not gonna be, crossing him if he's got something on him. That's for sure.
I mean, the whole thing with Duke, we know that as time goes on, there's going to be more information that's coming out, and it's only a matter of time until the real evidence and substantial evidence that actually means anything and will really put a target on where it needs to go. It's going to take a little time, and it's going to take, the course of the trial to actually start, because obviously they're not going to put all the evidence out initially until they're not going to put their evidence out until, they actually go to trial, because if they wait, they put at risk, they put their facts at risk. And fact of the matter is, there's a lot of information that's out there, and we know that a lot was said. The one big thing, though, is the fact that, they have the GMC on the side of the scene, and the thing is like, all these new cars, they all have this, like, they all have the technology where it's tracked. So, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, whatever needs to be subpoenaed, whether it's records or evidence of where the car was, or this car was, or what happened to be pinging at that scene at that time, they're definitely going to be able to tell who it was. The thing I don't understand is Boosie continues to hang around with these young cats. And, like, his 19-year-old cousin, that's the one who primarily, I guess, was driving the car for the GMC. And the problem is like, if they don't, like, if someone does something in your vehicle, it's still a liability. Like, regardless, and one thing that he did as soon as Dude started to, as soon as Boosie came home, he actually was selling off his cars. You know what I mean? So, like, is he doing cleanup? Or is he actually, like, did he make that call? That's the question. See, the thing is you got all these people that are standing around the game watching Duke, and you don't really know who's connected. Like, at the end of the day, there's people that are connected with each other, and honestly, unless you see them, like, together, or you see that they know each other and are acquainted somehow, like, there's no way that sometimes you'd think that any of these people have any relation together whatsoever. And so you got Duke in a situation where he's in the, like, you got him in a situation where he's in a whole nother place where he doesn't even belong, and, like, it's not that he doesn't belong, it's just that it's not his hometown. And we know that in his hometown he's obviously respected a lot more, and, he's appreciated a lot more. You're not gonna do something like that to Dude where he's from. You know what I mean? Because it's not like that. But the thing is to hit someone when they're, least expecting it, and they're not really ready, because obviously you got hit at the biggest moment. He's by himself in a dark parking lot. Like, that's the thing. He's in the dark lot by himself. Nobody won with him, despite the fact that he won all that at the game. And then, on top of it, like, he won all that at the game, and then he had all his stuff on. He had all his stuff on, and he had a whole complete bag full of stuff that was unmarked and new. Like, he went out there for multiple reasons, and this is the last thing that was expected. He had continued to move as he had been moving without security, but he wasn't the one, like, we know Boosie's the one that invited him down there. So, is there some level of responsibility that he should have for, giving him some security, or making sure that he has some security?